Yeah, so well, maybe I'll start. Just the idea of being visible for my human. It's getting him out the door. Getting him. The frugal nature of him enjoying his abundance is really, to go shopping, going to different stores, looking for the deals. So it gets him out in the public, and makes eye contact. It's expressing with other people that smile. A gleam in the eyes, possibly seeing that in others who wish to make a little bit of eye contact, or there's interaction. So, he's a little bit klutzy in the stores where, he goes his own, he bumps into people accidentally or it just seems to happen. But the other part is, when he goes for walks in nature, there's lots of nature trails out here, and he goes within groups, and that's again another opportunity to share, to smile. And sometimes if there isn't a walk with a group, he'll go by himself, and that definitely makes it where there's more contact, or smiling to other people that are going in the other direction passing. But if we're really trying to get our human to step it up a little bit and get into abundance, he recently got a membership at Costco, and that's another story altogether. With the it's like a traffic jam, congestion circle going into the store, and he tries to go a little bit where it's not too busy. He gets some deals, again enjoying an abundance and more variety there. And but so he's learning his way around the store. Definitely he kind of gets into there, some ways wants to run out the door. He's learning where different things are, so he can leave his aisle in a quiet, or leave his cart in a quiet aisle, and do some running around and grab an item over here and over there on his way out where it's something that should be kept cold. And so, but for him, the one he always goes in there and he's pondering, why don't they have smaller carts? It's like driving an old Cadillac or something in there, that these carts are so huge, and you see most people's carts where they're partially filled. And he sure would love something small, but definitely, for him, getting out there, being visible, expressing to others and bumping into others, definitely for that big cart. um, that's where it happens for him. And I try to get him um, to be in that by breathing, versus him getting caught up in doing, and kind of wanting to run through the door. So, but definitely that's a wonderful opportunity for him to step up and be in his doing.
Now that I'm thinking about it, when I was younger, I have no problems with visibility. But then, around my 30s, 40s, something happened and I withdrew. But now that I'm thinking, it's actually probably the time when the soul came to my life and when the process of this inner development began. And the issue of visibility is quite a big issue because uh, when you are going in this inner journey, it is very personal and it is very fragile, and it is you want to like have it for yourself and not show it to others, not just because it is fragile, but also because in some other lifetimes some messy stuff happened to a soul, and there is still a memory about it. But the push to express, to show myself was so strong that for me, I think the best way that my soul found for me was through painting, because the painting is always the soul is painting, and actually she make me to show myself through this work and to go on exhibitions and to see other people. And because when you are at an exhibition, then you actually are there with all that these paintings represents. And then I opened a small gallery, and at the beginning it was hard for me to be there because you are on the street with all your uh, intimacy and everything that you're on the street actually. And I put always something between between me and the door when I was sitting there. But last year I removed it. So yeah, it's easier now. Uh, and when I was opening the gallery, someone told me you are not opening it for other people, but for yourself. And actually, through being exposed like this, it was a kind for me to become visible. But I was also thinking about how there are different layers of visibility or invisibility. Um, and it is also connected with, because all of us, when we are looking for ourselves, or when we want to feel ourselves and see ourselves, we used to do it through other people. We used to have um, this thing that we would like to be seen. But the point is that we must come to the phase when you see yourself, and it is connected with yeah, I'm here, and this presence is who I am, and that's why I'm here actually. And the other thought occurred, and it is about creativity, creation actually, because if you are not visible, you can't create, because visibility is also connected with expression, and expression is actually creation. So it is all connected, and it is multi-layered story. But yeah, it is not easy to show yourself with your vulnerability, but actually it is the most beautiful thing that you can give to yourself actually.
There is a quote that it's fun to hide, but it's a disaster never be found.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can really relate to it. And yesterday, when I was on a trip, I don't know why, but I think that this visibility, when you go out, it also relates with being in receivership. That when you go out there, you also get something. Like you're out for new experiences. And for example, when I'm in my area and I'm walking, I feel that I'm invisible, like I wear invisible hat. So it's kind of funny, yeah, to experience that. And also, it's sometimes good to acknowledge that part of us which is still afraid of visibility, just to understand it, because luckily we are not being burned, sent to Siberia or whatever, think like we are really in comfortable situation right now. And um, but it's good to see these aspects and just say, I see you, I understand you, but now we create something more, something new.
What keeps moving through my head for the last couple of weeks is the message from my oversoul that said, you are so much more than your human is willing to express. And so I thought about that a lot, because who is the you that he was referring to, which must be all the other parts that aren't the human part, but all the non-physical parts. And so I feel like my role as a human has shifted into allowing all those other parts of myself and the non-physical parts to express through the human without censorship. So when I go into the store now, I don't just say, I am here. I also say to myself, and so are you. Because one of the things about visibility is, are we actually seeing other people? Are we allowing other people to be visible to us? And you have to be very, very open and very, very accepting to allow that. And so that's kind of another trajectory of mine, not just my visibility as the human, but the visibility of all the non-physical parts of myself, but also all of the non-physical parts and even the human parts of everyone that I meet, to allow them to be visible also.
I like that what you said, Linda, about expressing through the human. I relate to that. I feel that as the humans, we become more see-through. So what we also are becomes more visible for those who can see that. I had an experience traveling one day. If it was up to my human, we would still be hiding somewhere in nature. But for some reason, we ended up staying with some woman in a house, and it was very lovely in Slovenia, very beautiful. And we had tea one morning, and then she said, "Thank you for coming to my house, because as a child, I always dreamed that one day a goddess would visit my place." And then in my human head was like, oh my God, don't feed the ego, don't feed the ego, don't feed the ego. But after 30 seconds, that kind of subsided, because even my human realized she's not talking about Leonie. She's not talking about the human. She just sees that divinity in me. But in the same moment, I saw her as a goddess too, as divine too. So we were just having the exchange, and being see-through allowed her to see it in me. So it has nothing to do with the human. It's just like you open up more so all of you can be more visible.
Wow, that's beautiful. My human ego came in to this lifetime program to be nice and to want others to be nice. And
I don't know what that feels like at all. When,
you can
I never had
moralize
such
that all you
programming.
want.
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
can
what
moralize
we've
that
done,
all
is we
you
have
want.
this-
You can say, well, it would be nice if people were nice, right? But it's really not. It's just feeding at the end of the day. It's just being plugged into other people and letting them plug into you and wanting them to plug into you. And being nice. It's not being real. And it doesn't give... the most heartbreaking thing about it is that it doesn't give me permission to be me. It doesn't give me the divine, the soul, the oversoul, all of me. It doesn't give me permission to show up as me when that game is being played. It leaves no room for what is most tender, what is most innocent, what is most real.
True. And I think it's also because I left my country, because it's so much easier if you're among new people who are not like you didn't have a relationship before this whole thing. So I found it challenging to be visible and to be like the real me with people who have such a like relationships and a projection of how they see you. So like it takes a lot to be you and not sort of change how you see yourself and be that.
There could be
So
like
it's
a
absolutely
gravity that
possible.
stamps you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, it is actually easier here indeed, like with more nature and less people, and the people that I meet are new people. That helps.
Good. So you're not going to
So
repeat
we
Jesus'
are.
mistake. Jesus went to his old village and shit. Everybody else saw him other than his village, his family. They're like, "Oh man, you're still like, what are you talking about?" So yeah,
Yeah, I think eventually you can if you're like really grounded in your own presence, and then you see them like as their true selves, and then it's absolutely beautiful. But that takes a lot of mastery to be
and
really that
probably
stable.
like thousands of years in between. Probably that's what I'm realizing because
Yeah.
because
To,
I had the
to
same.
basically not give a shit.
Well, yeah,
You
that's.
do not care. When you get to that point, you don't care what others think. Which,
Oh no,
you know,
that's. I agree with you. I guess I'm still at a point where I care. That's why I gotta stay away.
we all do.
But
We all do.
yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
you have those parts.
But we have moments where you just know this is who you are. This is where I'm going. You can
Yeah,
do what you like. Yeah, this is it.
exactly. Yeah, it really resonated with. Now I'm gonna sound like Flo. I agree with Moishe. Just kidding. But I'm not kidding. I came into this lifetime programmed to please everybody. I mean, that was the purpose of my lifetime since I was a child. Everybody needs to be happy, and I was on a quest to make everybody happy. Made some money out of it. Also, that was good. I made communities in East Coast and Danes communities, and everybody loved me. Everybody. I mean, I was like, as long as I did everything they wanted me to do, I mean, everybody loved me. I was the hero. I was visible, so to say, and it was a great performance. And I was happy as long as everybody else was happy with me. And then, obviously, once you start inviting your soul into your life, then you realize like, whoa, I was just programmed to really please everybody, to make everybody happy. And then really, I had a grand reckoning, and anyway, I'm gonna skip the whole part because we all know what happens after you wake up. But now it's really interesting because like it's a great reflection of what John was saying. Like, so I have what 2,500 people on my Facebook, on out of which most of them are my old village, kind of like Jesus. Like 1,500 of them are like my old village, like Serbian village, Danes community, and at least right now, maybe tomorrow that will change. But right now, I can't go into that village and say, this is my soul speaking, and my soul passion is this and that. Right now, I can't do that. So I just block them, like they can't see it. I don't want to even try. I don't give a shit. I have my new village, kind of like what Flo was saying. Like I have my new community in which I can go and be weird and be unicorn and be whatever I want, being my soul self, and without being afraid I'm going to be killed or whatever. Even worse for my pride, ridiculed, because that's what's really is underneath all that. And anyway, so and I'm okay with that. That I created a new stage for my soul, and then being with people like you and some others out there that we can be visible to each other. I can see their soul self and they can see my soul self, and we can be in that relationship. So, but it's not easy on a human because, I still have a mom who's alive and still have some friends, and yeah, they relate to old Marco. And I don't relate to that Marco, but they do. And it's like, yeah, so exactly. So that visibility. Visibility. Anyway, so now I'm visible differently. And
You are
yeah,
good
I
at making
can.
people happy, Marco. I'm glad that you
I
can do it now without needing to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So one of my favorite moments with Saint Germain is when he said, "Right, Marco, like you love to be a clown and make everybody happy." He triggered me so fucking like I wanted to murder him. But I know why he said it, so I can see that pleasing. Michael did the same. Michael first ever conversation with me was like, "Can you just stop? I feel really good, Marco. Like you don't have to make me feel good. I'm good, man. Just like relax, make yourself good." Like he kicked my ass. So anyway, so now it's cool to make other people's laugh by trying only to make myself laugh. And then if anybody gets the joke, great. If they don't, well, whatever. It's okay. So yeah, that's the new visibility. Yeah, to me.
Yeah, I think with the old world or with family, it sometimes it takes being willing to be seen as the bad guy, as the asshole. You know, I've had some friendship breakups, and about a year ago, my mom wanted to have a certain conversation with me, and I'm like, no, no, I don't. And actually, I want to call you Verna now. And I said that with love, like, can I call you Verna now? And she agreed to it. It still sounds a bit weird to my human to call my mom by her first name instead of by her role, but I don't want to call her by the role anymore because that puts me in a role as son, not as like we're just humans. Like we don't owe each other anything. There's no obligation here. We don't need to be tied to the old story. And actually we still talk sometimes, and it's changed the relationship. We're more honest. It's like you are you, I am me. That's okay. That's okay. That's
We
okay.
just lost all the audience right now. They all left. They were like, "Oh my God, yeah, okay." Thank you, Maisha.
You're welcome. I'll try to be nicer.
I'm kidding.
He's still being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the same conversation with my mom, exactly the same. And she said, like, I don't care how you call me. You're just gonna be in my reality. You're gonna be my son. I was like, okay, I guess that's like I can't change it. Like that's what she wants. And she told me, I really don't care. Like you're my son in my reality, and that's it. And I was like, okay. And we agreed. We really agreed, and it was weird for both of us, but
It's beautiful to give each
yeah,
other that freedom.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give this a go, this visibility. The way that I'm interpreting it. In a way, I make myself, when I came to this group, I was visible and then I became invisible. And I do that, I guess, at everywhere I go. It's like, do I want to be, or do I want to say whatever I want to say, or do I want to make my presence known or not? And it's actually my choice. And when this group, this is what I wanted to say, or what I was reminded of when I came here. Um, I have a tendency to be very visible in whatever, especially these groups or politics or whatever. I'll make myself known. I'll set things on fire. So I know how to get my presence known, but now it's like I don't have to. And all of the old fights or all of the old concepts don't really matter too much to me. It's just about what my soul wants, what my team wants to do in this space or in this life. So it's my choice whether I want to be visible or not. And I sort of strategically go through it because I don't want to take over, because I have that oxymoron with black women. Black women take over stuff, and I know I'm capable of it, but I'm pulling back. And that means the visibility. I'll make myself invisible so other people, I can see what they're doing, because I love everybody else's gifts, abilities, and talents and what they bring to the table. So I think my soul is just allowing me to use wisdom on when I present myself and I make myself visible, or whatever topic we're on. I I can stay within my truth, because I'm not going to lean to anybody who I don't necessarily agree with. And it's all right that you have your opinions, but I don't want it to be a war type of thing. So therefore, I'll make myself invisible so I don't get any conflicts. But at one point before this group, I knew that I had that tendency to make myself really, really known, because I basically wanted to support everybody else, because, you know, we basically shut down or shut up when people are asked us to speak. I don't really have that problem anymore with my shy self. So my visibility is more of a choice for me. And I'm being pushed, well, I don't want to say pushed, I'm being led out into the public without the warring part of my personality. I've letting that go. So it's all right. Whatever your opinion or whatever you want to state, I'm cool with it. It doesn't matter to me. But when I make myself present with my soul, I'm not in control of what I'm going to say. I'm really not. And most of the stuff, I'm surprised at what comes out of my mouth when my in control.
I know, me too, all the time. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
So I'm just, you know, this visibility stuff is good, but it's also good that we know how to make ourselves invisible when we see some of the stuff that, well, I think the soul basically, you know, within me lit things up. And that's what I'm known for. So because she didn't say whatever she wanted, that was coming from the heart. She said it, and it was like, stay with it, stand on it, and just let it go. And when we do that, they consider the energies that surrounding us are oversoul or whatever, can do whatever work that needs to be done. And this is an amazing process, because when you stand in your truth in your heart, the work that our soul does behind us is amazing. And you know, it was like years I would make certain statements, and now I'm seeing all of the statements manifest. Other people are saying the same thing. And it's like, wow, this is the kind of impact that all of you guys have. And this is for the people who are also watching. Stand within your truth and only making yourself visible when your soul is leading you gains you the best results ever. And you're usually surprised. You're not expecting it. But when you make yourself invisible, that is a good thing for you as well, because you're not allowing energies to attach to you and attack you. So you're using a lot of discernment in this. I appreciate each one of your experiences on, or your concepts on making yourself known. But sometimes I think you just need to use wisdom. And I think all of you guys have that wisdom on, when do I make my presence known? Or when do I become visible? And when do I sit up there and make myself invisible? That's wisdom. Because your soul is basically there for you to enjoy. We're supposed to be playing. And if we see a situation, or we intuit a situation that is not good for us, it's not good for me to sit up there and be visible in that situation. And I love my soul's wisdom. That's wise. Only make myself visible when it's all right with all of my team. And when they tell me, no, make yourself invisible because this is a trap, this is a mess, you go the other way and make yourself invisible. I've just landed the plane.
We all learn the hard way when to be visible, I think, or not. Linda, I really resonated with your oversoul, saying we're so much more. It took me back to that experience I had where without it, I wouldn't even understand what that meant, and I could see all everyone else as myself, but as separate, as individuals, but no different to how I feel inside my experiences, your fears, your hopes, your dreams, all those things. And you could look at anyone with no judgment, because you're looking at yourself. And some people do judge themselves, but I remember
I never
back
did
then.
that. I don't know what that is. I never judged myself.
Back then, though, to then, try and express and share with friends, family, what had occurred, and that we are so much more. We are so limited in our view of ourselves. My sister is a psychiatric nurse, and she was, like Flo said, I don't think you're psychotic. So you learn, it took a while, but you learn, pick your moments when to share these things, because most people can't hear you at all, can't see you, can't see that aspect of you, because they haven't tuned into their own resonance of that point of their own divinity. So, Linda, what that thing that happened a few weeks ago for you, I truly, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Because until you've seen it, you really, you have no concept, no understanding of what's there, of how limitless we are, and not in a human way or an experiential way, just in a being. And even at work, I'm a tradesman. I work in a factory. I've been working with some people for many years, but the moment comes up to be visible, and you share with them some of this, and they're like, "Why didn't you say something earlier? Like, we could have been having all these conversations, and because nobody shows it. Everyone's afraid to be out of the box, and yet everyone feels it, because we're all the same in some way, shape, or form. Some people appreciate it, others just make fun of it. You just live with that. You don't care. I'll be me.
Nice.
Hey Jeff, if you really want to practice visibility, take Leonie to Costco. I dare you. I dare you take Leonie to Costco.
What do you do, Leonie?
Tell him.
I don't know. We just stand in the cars and race and try on silly things, and just have fun.
She jumps into your car. She's being nice now. She jumps into your car and says, drive me. And then I had to pull her to Costco. And she's like, yay. And then everybody's, it was actually a really cool exercise, because I didn't realize how everybody felt embarrassed. Like for them, it was like a breaking the matrix. And they literally couldn't see it. We had so much fun, like being ridiculous in Costco. Everybody's serious there. They couldn't see us. Like nobody could see us. I was like, man, like literally, we were flying through it, like being ridiculous. Nobody saw us. So I was like, wow, that's how you get invisible, just being ridiculous. And because they don't want to see you. They don't want to see joy, so they just like block you. It was amazing. So go with Leonie to Costco. It's fun.
I'll come over to Canada. I'll show you.
That sounds good.
So it seems like being visible is being invisible at the same time in some way, because also even if you are afraid of visibility, as for example, putting yourself out for a judgment, in reality, people don't judge you, they judge themselves and the part of themselves that they don't allow. So it's just not about you.
we've been having fun with the mind for a while now, where sometimes we'd be out walking in nature and we'd listen to music, and then I would say, sing out loud. And in the beginning, the mind would say, are you fucking crazy? There's other people here, they might hear me. And I say, what are these other people you keep talking about? Or we'd see water and say, oh, water, let's go swim. I mean, you said, I don't have a bathing suit. I don't care, let's swim naked. Yeah, but what about other people? Like, what are these other people you keep talking about? Like, do you see them now? Like, you're just here in your own energy and fucking enjoy it. But minds and humans.
And what's the worst that could happen? I mean, someone sees a human existing in the natural habitat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Yeah. Humans are taught to conform on every level in every way. And there's that longing deep within them for something else. But something else would threaten everything that they think themselves to be. But it's
That's
kind of
interesting.
fucking warped if, like, just a person, innocent, playful, naked, at a waterfall can threaten you. I mean, it's just, or racing in Costco. It's like, we're telling bad jokes. It's like there's such innocence there, and yeah, it's not something to be afraid of.
Say it, Hisako. I can hear you. Say it.
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ken? Yeah, when I was listening to all, I resonated with, all of you, like, oh, yes, I had that experience. Oh, yeah, that. Living as a human for a long time, you have a lot of experiences. I was I think it's cultural, but when I was very young, when we are young, we were taught that the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Do you have a saying like that? I just looked up my dictionary and it said the nail that, what I wanted it to say in Japanese would be translated into English. And it's the nail that sticks out gets hammered down.
Yeah, it's a saying in English too. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Tall poppy syndrome.
Oh, okay. So I had that mindset when I was young. So I didn't want to be visible. And of course, having shame if you think you did the wrong thing. So I thought I was always invisible. I tried to make myself invisible all the time. But when you grow up, get to a certain age, you have to go outside, not just in school with your friends, but you have to go outside. Then you start being visible. I tried to be invisible there too, but there's a part of me that wants to come out. And so slowly, I make myself visible. Then I didn't realize at that time, but many years later, I see that by making myself visible, it's like learning a new part of myself. Like Linda said, I think, finding more parts of myself. It can be the human part and maybe non-human parts. And many, many years later now, I see I'm still finding new parts of myself. And I think that's the good part of being visible. Seeing yourself, seeing myself, like being in this, with you beautiful people. Yeah, being visible is learning more, seeing more of myself. That's how I feel
I love
at the
that.
moment.
In Japanese culture, isn't it like you're shamed if you don't do it right? And by doing it right, I mean like if you don't read the room and then fit into the energy of the room. Is
Right,
that
at school you would be just dismissed from the classroom. I don't know how it is right now, but
in
Well, no,
my
I mean like in adult life. Like if you meet up with another Japanese person and you're supposed to kind of figure out where they're at and match them, or
uh,
maybe is that am I making that up?
yeah, there are parts like that. I think the culture is slowly changing,
Mm,
but that was a strong, what do you say, characteristic of our culture, like trying to understand, trying to be the same and be nice.
yeah. But if that's like the role that you're playing, you only get to know the other people, the
Mm,
mask that the other people are playing in the room. You get to know how other people's mask looks,
yeah.
but now you get to know who you are on deeper and deeper levels.
Mhm.
It's funny because it's like soul wants to express, even Marco, my human, wants to express. Like I can see all these parts and feel all these parts that want to express. But what was really interesting for me is even when we were just gathering the other day, and my tooth fell out, and then somebody says, "Come on, talk, come on, show us your, fallen tooth." I was literally feeling my whoever it is, Adam or whatever lifetimes that have their pride, like you cannot, they cannot be humiliated or whatever it is. They were just little. I felt the scream. Don't you dare like show your vulnerability. Like don't you dare show that you're gonna look ridiculous. And it was incredible. Like there are parts that literally don't want their shit to be seen. Like because then whatever, in my case, ISIS is never gonna love me if I show how ridiculous I am. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Are you ready, Adam? I'm gonna do it just for you, baby. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I am gonna fucking do it. It's okay. She's still gonna love you, baby. I was talking to my Adam. It's okay. And no, it's crazy once you lose all the pride. Like once is gone, flush in the toilet. Then it's like, what? Like I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I was like, I'm ready for my girlfriend, and he's like, Are you sure? Because when she comes in, all your shit is gonna come to the surface. I was like, I have nothing to lose anymore. At least that I'm aware. Like I lost everything, all my pride, everything went to shit. So, so it's funny because all these, and it's kind of timely with all the Epstein files, meaning it's like a reflection in the world because there are all these men. They are, it's funny to watch it. It's like I'm watching my own, who knows, past self. That like these men, they don't want to be revealed for their shit because of their pride or whatever it is, guilt and shame. And the truth, what they did, the more is backfiring on them. So it was really interesting to watch my Adam and then watch humanity's Adam, who has guilt and shame and doesn't want to be seen. And now you have reflection, and then you have women who are angry because he's still saying, "I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong." Okay, okay, okay. All right. How's that going for you, Adam? Anyway, so that's that visibility for Adam. I can feel it in me, and I can feel it in the humanity. And that was a good commercial. Put that to it, and you'll you'll have 1 million views, baby. I'm just kidding. It's just, okay.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Just put Epstein in the title.
Yeah, Epstein.
Yeah.
Boom.
Get all the views.
But it's
yeah.
interesting. It's interesting that you guys mentioned, well, you mentioned mask and the topic visibility, and the soul happened to unmask the people of Epstein Island. And they were trying to remain invisible. So I want to ask you guys how you guys feel about you guys unmasking, because it's all of you unmasking what was going on to make us all of the humans look at themselves and they're human. And do they really, really want this? Because I believe a whole lot of the major events that are taking place is because of groups like this, in which everybody is basically doing, they're being real with their soul. And it seems like the world is basically expressing itself to you through these events, even though it's also working in our personal life, which that's the lovely part. But
Yeah, I would just flip that because, like, in meaning what I mean, how I see it is like on X, on Twitter, because I'm there all the time. Just love observing it, and I see everybody screaming, "We want the truth! We want the truth!" And every person who's screaming that, which is pretty much everybody, I can feel that they don't want their shit to come to the surface and be seen, but they want others to be shamed and guilt. It's amazing. I'm like, you want these people to be revealed, but you don't want to reveal yourself, like, which kind of makes sense because then nobody looks at you. Everybody's looking at this thing. So it's funny. They don't realize that. Like, how about you first uncover the parts you don't want others to see, and then we can talk about the world, But obviously, I spent 1,500 lifetimes being delusional, so I can't blame them. I totally get it. It's like,
What could possibly go wrong?
well, we all love hiding from our truth. We all love wearing those masks, but whatever.
It's such a dead end, though.
Yeah,
It's such a dead end.
yeah,
It's suffering for everybody, whether you're the abuser or the victim. It's just, it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, it will go somewhere this time, I believe.
No, I mean, when the mask is in place,
Yeah, when the mask
nothing
is
can happen.
right.
And it's suffering for all involved.
Yeah. But truth, there's a saying that say, the truth shall set you free. But most of the time we don't want the truth. We say we do. And then when we holler for it and we get it, all of a sudden it's like, I
didn't want that much truth.
yeah, like I like this truth, but this truth,
Can we stop
I don't know
now?
about that. Yeah.
How much pain can you take before you stop doing it?
Yeah.
Great question.
It's like the soul. That's just like the soul. Do you really, really like this? Is this something that is really, really you? You get to
It's our motivator. It's built in.
conversations with yourself, and you can clarify and see if it resonates. But basically, what all of us, the question that I was, is this something that I want in my world? And that's on every topic, every whatever. Is this something that I really want in my world?
The pain gets you to the point where you can recognize it to make a choice then.
Right.
Yeah, another thing that I see too with what's happening there, probably it's very early stages, but it's very much of, what I've understood from Robert or Michael, just the idea of follow the leader. And you can see very much that, there's people who would, their innocence or whatever, they don't want to hear the story or understand it, very much can look at some of these individuals who, they're if you're open to the right information, you can see that they were part of this behavior, this corruption, and they can still be seen in this light of, well, they're my leader, that's my party, and the deniability of it, and it's just so. It's so much to me. It's still is so much there when I've talked to some people. So hopefully, as I guess it's a great revealing, and I guess it's for what we're open to, and I kind of contemplated whether or not, for some people who want to stay in the old, if they're staying in the old, that they're living with the expression that this didn't occur, and or that these people weren't involved, or their particular hero or their leader wasn't involved. And so, but definitely that's one aspect I see, is this is a wonderful opportunity for people to let go of somebody else having sovereignty over their expression. or they're giving up their sovereignty to that other person.
Their favorite guru died. It was amazing to watch. I was like, wow, humanity manifested guru being not really that great of a guru and their disappointment. I'm like, wow, when you're disappointed in your guru, then it means you're ready to actually own yourself. I was like, wow. To me, it was a reflection of humanity kind of possibly be ready to like be their own guru. It was amazing.
Good point.
I was just kidding. We are best gurus. Pay here, and like if you pay us a lot of money, you'll be enlightened momentarily. I promise you. That's a good commercial. Come on. My favorite answer to that question, like when they asked Saint Germain, hey, how much money, all these billionaires, they come to Saint Germain, they're like, I'll pay whatever it takes, you give me enlightenment. You know the answer? He told all of them, I don't think it will be the last thing you can afford. I was like, wow. It took me years to understand what he really meant. When I lost all my identities, I'm like, oh, I get it.
So do we have enough on the visibility topic?
I gotta pee so bad. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I had to before.